Thank you. It's a long walk. It's the spring of 2003. I'm 32 years old. I'm sitting in my crummy apartment at a crummy kitchen table. I'm pouring water on a bowl of Raisin Bran because I am too stupid and too sad to go out and get milk. I am living on my own for the first time ever, and I have discovered that when men live on their own, they become savages. Like, there are nights when I just forget to go to sleep. I find myself like walking through my apartment with underwear and one sock, and I can't quite figure out how it happened. And I haven't changed my sheets in the 3 months I've been here, and I don't see them ever changing in the foreseeable future. I hate my apartment. It is small and cruddy, and there's an Indian family that lives below me, and they're lovely people, but everything they cook is cooked with curry. And our air conditioners are stacked, one on top of the other, so as the curry blows out of one apartment, it comes into my apartment, and I hate curry. So everything I own smells like curry. My clothes and my bed and my dog smells like curry. And less than a mile away, my wife is in our kitchen at this time, probably, the kitchen that I spent 3 days painting last summer. And she's sitting at a kitchen table that we bought a week after we bought the house. Or she's sitting on the deck enjoying dinner. It's a deck that I put in 2 years ago, which really means I just paid someone to put it in, but then I tell people I put it in, so you think that maybe I was the one who did the work. But I still made it happen, and I'm not there because we're separated. About a year ago, she told me that she needed space, and I didn't really know what that meant, so I started sitting on the other side of the couch, and that wasn't good enough for her. And so about 6 months ago, she told me that she was getting bored in the marriage, and I didn't know why, because I am not boring. Like, I am slightly pedantic and a little organized and slightly OCD, but I am not boring. I'm a wedding DJ, and my partner Benji and I, we met a client that we had done a wedding for a year ago, and when we came up to them, I said, how's it going? And they said, we bought a dog, and we named it after you, because you are the funniest person we know. Mind you, my DJ's partner name is Benji. They did not choose to name the dog after the man who was named after the dog. They chose to name the dog after me. So I am not boring. But now we're separated, and I know it's not really separated. It's like when you're a kid and you discover Santa isn't real, but you pretend for one more year for the parents' sake, or maybe to get a couple extra presents. That's what we're doing. We're separated, but I know what's coming, and I hate it. My parents got divorced when I was a kid, and it destroyed my childhood. And I swore when I was a kid that I was never going to let this happen to me, that I was going to marry the right person, and I was going to work hard at the marriage, and it was going to work. And now I am in this cruddy apartment and all by myself, and I see divorce coming. And I've never been depressed in my life, but for the first time ever, I can feel the shadows of depression closing in as I see nothing in my future. And I go to Vermont for a weekend to DJ a wedding, and when I come back, there are these 2 moving vans right against my house. And as I get closer, I realize the Indian family is moving out. I see the husband and the wife trying to get a couch out. I've got new neighbors, and they're lovely people, the Indian people, but I just see the curry is going away. And it's the first good thing I've had in a long time. And then I see the people moving in. Their truck is right there, too. They're moving. And as I get close, I realize I know the woman who's standing in that truck. Who is she? And when she sees me coming, she smiles like she knows exactly who I am. And I'm like, oh, crap. Who is this woman? Who is this woman? And then I realize who it is. It's the woman who named her dog after me. And then I see the dog come out from around the truck as she calls my name. It's the dog named after me, and it's going to be living below me. This is amazing. And then I see her husband coming. And then I look and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not her husband, but I know that dude too. How do I know him? And they're both coming towards me and they say hi, and I'm trying to figure out who he is. And then I realize who he is. He's the best man from the wedding. And I look for the husband thinking he's helping out. And as she sees me looking around and she says, yeah. And I can't believe it. And so we look at each other for a minute. We don't say anything. And then I say, I live upstairs. I'm going to live above the dog that's named after me. If you need any help, call me. And so I go up the stairs to my cruddy apartment, and I sit down on my cruddy kitchen table, and I pour water on Raisin Bran, and I sit there and I think, there's a person in the world right now, maybe sitting in his kitchen, and he has lost the wife who I know he loved. And he has lost his best friend, and he has lost his dog. And I am sitting in my cruddy kitchen, but I've got my dog. And I'm losing a wife, but if I'm honest with myself, I'm probably losing a wife who I didn't love enough to begin with. So I think about that guy somewhere in the world who has lost so much, and I realize how much I have still, and how things might turn out okay after all. Thank you.